Hey, Tuskegee by Robert E. Constant. Hey, Tuskegee, woo, woo, woo! I've been singing that all week as it is finally the end of October. In our family, that means only one thing. It's almost time for homecoming at Tuskegee University. My parents are proud graduates of Tuskegee and look forward to going back each year to reconnect with friends and classmates. Tuskegee is truly a special place because this city and school played a major role in African American history. My parents say, as alumni, they are the legacy of Tuskegee's founder and first president, Booker T. Washington. Now, as my dad and I pack the car for our long weekend, I invite you to join us on a trip to historic Tuskegee, Alabama. Hey, Tuskegee! Sanaya and I laugh when we look at pictures of our parents in college. I think they look the same. Haha, just kidding. As I look out the window, I see the sign for Tuskegee, Alabama ahead. We are almost there. We exit Interstate 85 and see the famed Moulton Field, where the first African-American pilots, known as the Tuskegee Airmen, were trained during World War II. The city of Tuskegee, Alabama, has served as the home of world-renowned educator Booker T. Washington, scientist George Washington Carver, World War II's Tuskegee Airmen, and the university has produced over 60,000 veterinarians, engineers, entrepreneurs, architects, nurses, educators, scientists, entertainers, and businessmen and women. Remember when I said Tuskegee's campus is historic? Well, the National Park Service designated the campus the Tuskegee Institute National Historic Site, the only campus in the United States with this distinction. Like I said, truly historic. Hey, Tuskegee! Brief history of Tuskegee, Alabama. Tuskegee rests in the heart of the rural Alabama Black Belt and is 40 miles east of Montgomery. It was founded by General Thomas S. Woodward in 1833 after he was appointed to form a seat of government in Macon County. The city played a vital role in the civil rights movement and is the birthplace of Rosa Parks. Tuskegee is also the home of the first African American fighter squadron, known as the Tuskegee Airmen. Voting rights and equal education for African Americans were guaranteed here through the civil rights court cases like Gomillion versus Lightfoot in 1958 and Lee v. Macon County, 1963. Erected by the Alabama Tourism Department and the city of Tuskegee, May 2010. My dad says Moulton Field is the cradle of black aviation. The hangar is beautiful and spacious with the replica of the P-51 used in World War II. These ace pilots saved hundreds of American soldiers' lives as they fought a war and racism with bravery and distinction. How do you like our bomber jackets? Sanaya looks like Bessie Coleman, the first African-American female pilot. Hey, Tuskegee! As we get closer to campus, we pass St. Andrew's Episcopal Church on the left, where my dad went to church while in school. He told me he met Colonel Herbert Carter, one of the original Tuskegee Airmen, and fellow parishioner there. In addition to that, my dad talks about how St. Andrew's Church played a role in the civil rights movement by being one of the gathering points before folks traveled to organized marches. The Andrew F. Brimmer College of Business and Information Science sits on the right, where both of my parents received their Bachelor of Science degrees. Just before we get to Lincoln Gates, the official entrance to campus, we pass familiar landmarks like Logan Hall, the library, and the Oaks, the home of founder and first president of Tuskegee University, Mr. Booker T. Washington. Hey, Tuskegee! We are finally here. We enter through the main entrance at Lincoln Gates and see the beautiful Margaret Murray Hall, which was named after Booker T. Washington's wife. We park in the garage at the Kellogg Conference Center and take the elevator back to the lobby to check in. Once our room is all set, we head outside to visit the George Washington Carver Museum. As a gifted scientist and inventor, George Washington Carver created over 300 products, experimenting with peanuts and sweet potatoes. His innovations in agriculture expanded Tuskegee's standing throughout the country while overcoming racial barriers as a scientist. I see why our parents stressed the importance of science, technology, engineering, and math. By sharpening these skills, there are endless possibilities of what we can accomplish. Hey, Tuskegee! After visiting the Carver Museum, Sanaya and I ran over to Booker T. Washington's Lifting the Veil statue to take a selfie. As an educator, Mr. Washington worked to give African Americans a better life through education. This statue symbolizes Tuskegee's mission and serves as a reminder to encourage its community to have a healthy thirst for knowledge. I agree. Learning new things is so much fun. Right, Sanaya? It's finally Saturday, and that means it is gang day. We walk across the street to the bookstore so Mom and Dad can purchase some new Tuskegee alumni gear. My sister and I wore our future Tuskegee alumni shirts. Back on the Ave, we start seeing groups of alumni gathering and greeting their old friends and classmates. Hey, Tuskegee! Our family takes a walk over to the alumni house for a pre-game reception with alumni, faculty, and administrators. We listen to a brief speech by the president of the Alumni Association, who encourages everyone to enjoy their time back on campus, but to reflect on what we all can do to support our alma mater. My mom and dad like to support student scholarships, so as we are leaving the event, they write a check to support a book scholarship at the College of Business and Information Science. Hey, Tuskegee! As we walk up and down the Ave, you can't help but to smell the sweet aroma of barbecue from all of the tailgating going on around Cleve L. Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium. I asked my sister, Sanaya, do you hear that? In the distance, we can hear the distinctive rhythm and drumline of the Tuskegee Marching Crimson Pipers Band, and it's getting louder and louder. Nothing beats the pageantry of homecoming at Tuskegee. My dad says our Marching Crimson Pipers Band was the first band in Black college band history. Our high-stepping band is electrifying, and their music is the soundtrack of homecoming. Hey, Tuskegee! It is always a treat to watch the top-ranked Golden Tigers football team run all over their opponents on the field. And between all of the action on the field, our family enjoys one of college football's liveliest student sections in the country. Our Marching Crimson Pipers Band, the cheerleaders, and the Tigerettes all perform together to entertain the homecoming crowd. The atmosphere under the shed with students, alumni, and fans is a thrill as we all sing our favorite game day songs like Oh, Tuskegee's Got the Hump, Ball and Parlay, and of course my favorite, Hey, Tuskegee! Woo, woo, woo! Hey, Tuskegee! Tuskegee wins. We take a lot of pride in our sports at Tuskegee. The football team has a winning tradition and is considered one of the best programs in NCAA Division II football. Just after the game, we hang out a bit to catch up with my parents, classmates, and talk about their days as freshmen in Drew and Douglas Halls. Or, like my dad and his roommates used to say when they lived there, Drew Hall! As we walk back to the Ave, we watch the sister and brotherhood of the sororities and fraternities clap and sing together. It is amazing to see the passion in their faces as they express themselves through song. Seems like so much fun. Hey, Tuskegee! Sanaya and I are hungry after a long day on campus, but before we go to dinner at the Kellogg Center, our family takes a generational picture with our legacy brick found just between White Hall and Tompkins Hall. Our brick means so much to our family, as we have several family members who have degrees from Tuskegee University. I hope Sanaya and I can keep the tradition going. TU, you know! After dinner, we take a stroll to Chappie James Arena, just in time to watch the fraternities and sororities battle each other at the annual step show. The coordination, the style, the creativity, the balance, and their energy keeps the crowd on their feet. All of the participants performed well tonight. It will be a tough call for the judges. Hey, Tuskegee! It's Sunday morning, and that means it is time for service at the chapel. We look forward to hearing the chaplain encourage and inspire us for the week ahead. As I sit here listening on the sermon, I start to get sad because I know it is almost time to go back home. But before we go, my dad has one request, and that is to visit one of his favorite places to eat back in the day, the Coop, for his favorite dessert, peach cobbler. It's hard not to be inspired by Tuskegee's history of achievement and excellence. As I said before, this is truly a special place, and it is my hope that one day Sanaya and I can blaze our own paths and share our stories as commencement speakers, just like the former First Lady, Michelle Obama. Hey, Tuskegee! Excellent job, readers! The end. And as always, please remember to subscribe. Thank you.